ngikubone kuthwese kunzima ngikubonile 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 kuthwese kunzima ngikubonile 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 kuthwese kunzima ngikubonile 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 kuthwese kunzima ngikubonile 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 thokozani bogogo, thokozani makhehla, thokozani bantu abadala, thokozani izindlondlo, thokozani bogogo omkhulu. This song says that initiating for ubungoma, initiating for the spiritual journey is hard. I have seen it. No one in their right mind would up and say, I'm going to Twasa. No one, believe you me, no one. Because it's uncharted territory. It's a tough journey. It's not easy. At times it's not kind to you because you are dying to the old you and allowing the new you to rise and take its place. You are being reintroduced to your higher self. It's not easy. And as they say that a diamond, in order for it to sparkle, it has to go through so many processes. If you think about how the mining process happens, there are drills There are different sizes of drills. There are different kinds of energies and people who handle those drills, drilling for this diamond. And then after that, it will go through the refinery process the same way that gold will even go to a smelter and be melted to liquid, from rock to liquid and back to solid. The initiation journey, it teaches you so many things about yourself and about resilience, and it shows you how resilient you are, how strong you are, how powerful you are, and how flexible you are if only you allow yourself that grace. But if you don't allow yourself that grace, it will break you. And seeing me cry, it's not from the actual pain, but it's from the actual realization that I went through it and I came out alive. I'm not yet complete. The initiation journey is a lifelong journey. Things change, and I remember when I was about to come home, and one of Abu Baba, when Magniga tips on what to do, and they tell you, Babu Ish, he said to me, if you reach home and there is a guiding spirit, Idlodi, that comes through, because some of Amadlodi do not all come at the same time. And one decides to come later and they trouble you. Know that you have Ubaba. You have your mentor, your spiritual mentor, your Kobela. Come back home and allow them to help you to fix that. And it was interesting because this was something I didn't think about before. I did not know that it happens, that later on some of Amadlodi, somebody might come later on. And now I even remember that I think 2 days or 3 days before, in Dwaso, my sibling, Umkhulu Ulanga, there's this Lodi that came through, and you could see it's got an energy of a young person. And the first thing it said, yo, I could not be left behind. I had to come through. I had to cross over with the others. And the penny dropped. The penny dropped. And he even said, don't be going around Uchinjimpande and, Ndumbe or Gobela hopping, going to this one and saying immediately, no, Ubabe, it means that he did not do everything perfectly. It's a journey. It's a journey. And for each and every one of us, things happen differently. And it's so beautiful when you've been mentored by generous people who really have your best interest at heart. Yes, you deal with people. We are all human. We have, our flaws and mistakes, and those make us to be beautiful. Those make us to be who we are, and you cannot fault anyone for being human unless they are evil. And for me, I'm so grateful, because as much as I sing about the fact that initiating to be a sangoma is so difficult, but I am appreciating the grace and the tears. They are not tears of lamentation, but they are tears of appreciation. And of course, I'm taken back as I'm singing. I'm taken back to moments that shaped, the sangoma that I would become, that I am becoming, that I am. And I appreciate those. I wanted to talk about I had to pause. Nyankwabe Wam came to ask, why are you crying? Because I'm recording with the door open, and I'm telling him, no, I'm okay, I'm okay. These are tears of joy. These are tears of appreciation. These are tears of memories. These are tears of growth. Tears cleanse us. Tears fortify us. Tears strengthen us. So I'm not sad, but that's the thing with songs and umngoma uphakanyiswa ngengoma. Songs evoke something in you. They take you to places. You travel. You go to places. So I wanted to talk about, I did a series of posts on Facebook where I was just going through doing down memory lane, counting down to my anniversary, which was last month, my 1-year anniversary back home. And one of the posts I was talking about, there's a picture. It's a picture I can't edit here. I don't use sophisticated software to record. I just record and put it out there. One day I will do the whole editing and whatever, but you just need to understand Abokoko are very complicated. They're precious about their time. Sometimes you want to do something, but they're like, there's no time for that. So you grab whatever time you have and run with it. That's why I haven't uploaded in so long. I've had content I've wanted to record, but it's like, we're not doing it today. You're not recording. So in this journey down memory lane, I'm looking at my slave. In this journey down memory lane, actually, there's this one picture of these two Bokobela in Bahlonipha kakhulu, these two colossal women who held space, amongst others who did, but these two, they hold a special place in my heart, because the one, Ukokondubasa, I met her when I went to Femba before I then went Ephehlweni, and then the other one is Ukoko Carrier, whom, while Ubaba Wetu was away, we went our first excursion to go Siokupumuti. We actually went with her and some of her children, and it was so beautiful. And I remember thinking, when Ubaba was telling us during the preparation, saying, niphahle ukuthi idlozi lalo gogo linigidele, meaning you must do your appeasing. I apologize, my light just went off, so I had to make a plan B. So when then he told us that we must, appease her spirit to do graciously for us, to show us immunity, to really rejoice for us, so that we can be shown the herbs that we would find in the mountain. And that also made me realize how important that to communicate, because with the spiritual journey, everything you do, you have to ensure that you appease somebody's spirit guides. There is no moment where you must feel that you are entitled. Let go of your sense of entitlement, because Hashem uzopoxeka. You will be disappointed. So we met this old woman, and she had this beautiful, vibrant red hair. Yeah, it was red. Almost every weekend she changes her hair. And oh, she was joyous. She was a joy. It was so beautiful to meet other people. And so my story is about how they protected me. How ugogo Kerry and ugogo Ndubase, they protect me when I needed to be protected. And the importance of inhlonipho, which is respect, which is the fundamental basics of being an initiate. You respect everybody, you respect their spirit guides, you respect the other gobeles, you respect, but at the same time you need to open your eyes and be vigilant. So I've got this picture that I was looking at that actually prompted me to do this video, where they have their hands above me, and they were holding their hands. And I remember when they were taking the picture, they said, let's hold their hands. It was Kokondubas who said, let's hold their hands to show that we are protecting her. And for me, what even strikes me more is how in the picture, go to my Facebook, you will see it. Kokoko Bispam's Facebook, you will see the picture. They actually look like these two elephants, and the hands are like tusks, just protecting me. And, with initiating, being a public figure, it's not easy, because you are open to so much, by virtue of you being you. There's so much that comes to you energy-wise. Even some people will be in your face, not realizing that you're in a different space now. Oh, my nails and eyes go nicely. I just noticed that. I'm sorry, I had to recognize. If you don't love yourself and appreciate yourself, no one else will do it for you. So, Bokoko, while Ephehlweni, one of my fears was that my processes will be disturbed when people recognize me, but somehow Idlodi protected me and shielded me, So many people some people would notice after 2 days of being with me that, no, man, you are her, And also for me, I had white ochre at times on my face. But just in there was something that was happening. Idlodi was just shielding me. And also I was using masks a lot. I remember one time we had to go to the mountain to go and pray. And as I was going, because we're going through, the township, and we have to go up the mountain. So I had my mask throughout, because I did not want anyone to interfere with me. And sometimes it was difficult to breathe, because you are ascending a hill, and here you have this thing. But anyway, so this one time we went. It was the homecoming for our older sibling. I was number 4, so number 1, she twassed before us. Potula happened before us. So now there was no wearing a mask while we get. There was none of that. You just do your twasana role, and duties. And some people after a while noticed that, oh, it's her. And it became a bit awkward, because now they were just chasing me around, and I can't do my task properly because they want to take pictures. And at some point, so I went to these two gobeles, Kokondobas and Koko Carrier, and I told them, oh, this is happening. They were like, no one is going to take your pictures. No one is going to take your picture. And these people were like, no, she's our celebrity. Like, no, there's no celebrity here. Here we have a patient. This person is going through a healing process. She's sick. Just look at her. Does she look like a celebrity right now? Does she look like a public figure? No. Here you have a patient. You have Ingane Madlodi, who is going through a process. So can you just allow her? But these people were, adamant. They wanted to take the pictures, going as far as being a bit disrespectful because they were a bit drunk as well. So these goggles were like, sit down here. Now for me as an initiate, you get given rules that you do this, you don't do that, you do that, you don't do that. So sitting with Abo Kobela was just one of those things that I could never master, I could never do. It was taboo to me to sit with them because I always had something to do. Yes, you want to learn with them. Yes, I know there are missed opportunities, that happened because I was not sitting with them, but honestly, I it just was not in me. And also, Ubaba is not the kind of person who sits namatwasana and be talking. No, like all the time you like this. And I was mentored by someone who is like a professor, a university professor. You had to be proactive for your spirit guides and your journey, So then these people were adamant. Then Abokoko said, sit here. And it was so difficult. It was so hard. I'd say, I need to go. They're like, no, sit. Because they knew that I can't sit. I'm one of those people that when it was time for me to sleep, I would literally collapse. I was gone. I was exhausted. I exhausted myself. I even remember one time Ubabe calling me and saying, you must learn to ask for help. Now, I'm the kind of person who was told that, or who learned that if as an initiate you ask for help, it means that you are disabling your Loti because your Loti needs to figure things out. So I was that kind of a person, and I've always been militaristic in my approach in so many elements of my life, even relationships and everything. I'm always militaristic. I always want to do things myself. So I always had that thing that you're not supposed to ask. You're not supposed to be asking. And of course, I disadvantaged myself because I was in a space where, it was a bit lax in terms of saying you can ask for help. But I just wanted to figure things out myself and tire myself. So these goggles were like, you're going to sit here, you're not moving, you're not going anywhere. Sit. And I sat. And when I think about it, I get emotional because I felt so protected at the moment when I really, really needed to be protected. I even remember Babu Ish, because we spent a lot of time with him. He'd be like, Kobe Spam. He always looked out for me. Kobe Spam, sit here. Kobe Spam, this and that. And so, okay, if there's one person that I felt I could ask to help me, was Babu Ish with the pap. Because how they cook pap in Pumalang and how we cook it in the Eastern Cape is totally different. So sometimes, because sometimes you're in the middle of cooking and then it comes and you must go and attend to the spirit. And so sometimes it would be messy because you'd leave a pot on, I don't know how many times my pot burnt. Because when it comes, there's no time to be switching off the stove. I remember Ukoko, I'm Trish. I'll talk about her one day. I'll talk about her. She deserves her own session. But Ukok Trish, she knew that if Idloti, it's time whether for Uklehla or Idloti Lipagame in between the times of Uklehla, then first thing go and check what was Gobi Spam doing, because most of the time I would be in the kitchen and cooking. And I will talk about the cooking one day. I'll talk about the cooking. But all I want to say is that I felt protected. I felt held. I felt so much of me was being carried, you know. And with the hardships of Twasa, I was never treated inhumane, you know. Of course, there's a certain type of training that you get, but I felt held. I even remember this one time when apparently that day, this other Gogo was in the house. Gogo Ndondo was just in the house, and Gogo Ndondo is very militaristic, and in her militaristic way, she used to overwhelm me. So in between the time when spirit has been evoked, spirit remains with you. It's not like when you're not dancing and in trance, spirit goes. Yes, it goes, but it does not go far. It's always around you, always feel. There's no moment where you like, okay, it's just me. I'm back to myself. No, there is no such. So Gogundondo came and she was just hectic, cleaning and just giving abantu orders. Okay, some of my siblings were being selfish and not being considerate when it came to times for bathing. And you can't bath after Ubaba has bathed, so you better make sure. So they would just faff around, you know, different personalities. You can't run away from the fact that you are dealing with people with in spirit, but people are people. So Ukokumdondo this day was just on another note, going like, let me leave that story for another day, but this was one of those reflections that I did about when I was thinking about my homecoming. You know, just looking at the people who carried me through the journey. There's different people. There's different people. There's someone who came through to help me to do my beads at the last moment, to finish off what was not finished. And then there was, we had our, Usiyabonga was drumming as well for us. Different people, ugogo Mahlala Entabeni, uButi Sihlahla, ugogo Mdiki, you know, different people who came through that gave of themselves without any reservations, with pure love and good intentions. So yeah, this was you know, one down memory lane, and just remembering where one comes from, and the fact that it's not an easy journey. You have to know that you are going to surrender, and you're going to kneel a lot, and so much is going to happen, so much growth. But being back home now and looking at myself, it's over a year now that I've been home. My anniversary is in November, so looking at how far I've come and where I'm at now, and the work that I do, and the things that I need to apply, and you know, the growth, the new madlotis who are coming through, you know. So all of those, they are part of the journey. So it's not an easy journey, but it's doable. And all you can do is just to surrender and walk the walk and talk the talk. Catch you on the next one. So I'll do a couple of these because I love to pay tribute to people who have made it easy. You know, a kind word here. Oh, how can I forget Umbuso and Ukokotando? Yo, I will tell you about Ukokombuso. And you know, this one time he came and he was like, I'm going to massage your feet. Koko, when you just give me blood pressure, you don't rest. So I'm going to force you. I'm going to massage your feet. And I've got an excuse because my ankles and my knees were a mess when I went Appeasing. So Bokoko, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification button. Remember to be kind to yourself. Remember to treat yourself with grace, and to know that this is a journey. And if at times you need to crawl, crawl. If at sometimes you need to jump. If it means you need to hop to get through, just do that. As long as you do it, just do it.